Welcome back. In this video we're going to drag the ships. So the first thing that I would like to do is to check that the cell that I'm dropping the ship on, is it a valid one or not. Same thing with here. So if I drag this one and put it here, it will be invalid because two of the cells will be here and the three remaining parts of the ship will be here, which is not correct. So let's go and check that one in the beginning. Let me make it like this and then go to where I drag over, like here. So the things that I need to do is get the ID of where I am dropping the ship. And this will be an HTML element. We are sure it will be there. So like this. And then we get the ID. Now this ID will be something like this. So I need to remove this cell dash part. So I would go here and say that the ID is the number of splitting that target ID. So target ID dot split by this value, and we should take the first part like so. Now let me log it. Go to console, refresh, and so I'm getting the ID correctly. Now I need to check that if it's a valid one or not. To do that, I will have another function. So I will say, is it a valid drop? This will come from a function that we will write. Check valid target, and we give it an ID. The rest of the things that this function needs will be there here in the global, like the state of the flipping and so forth and so on. Let me make it this one a little bit smaller so I have more room, and maybe this one as well. And then if it is a valid target to drop, then we could do something. So for now we would say log here. But first we need to write this part. So let me go here. It's part of the drag, so it can go here. Let's say this is like this, and it will take an ID which will be of type number. So the thing that we are doing here is kind of the same thing that we are doing here. So we know is it horizontal or vertical using this value here, and then we get the XY from that target, and then we would check that it's a valid one or not. So first let me copy and paste this, then we will merge this function with the one that we have here. So this one I don't need, I just need to get the size here. Say that size is, go to the all ships and then find the ship that matches this ship that we are already dragging. But how can we know which ship we are dragging? So in order to find that one here, or here, I will define a variable called dragging ship, which will be empty in the beginning, and when I start dragging I would just set that one. So here I would say dragging ship is the E that we have, the target that it has, which again will be a HTML element, and then from this one we would get the class list of 0. So if we go here and check this one, we can see that it has the class of carrier. Okay, so this is taken care of. Now here, the ship name will be the dragging ship. If this is there, then get the size of that ship. So in all ships we have the number of ships. We would search through that, and the one that has the name as the dragging ship that we are dragging, we get the size from that one. The x will be the floor of ID divided by 10. It's pretty clear. So if we are here, we divide by 10, and this will be the ID of the row, the x, the row position. Similarly, for the y, it will be the ID minus x times 10. So if it is not flipped, we need to check the y value only. Size plus y is greater than 10, then return false. Otherwise, return true. Okay, what is problem with size here? Size is possibly undefined. Okay, so we can say in that case it's going to be 0. So else, if size plus y is greater than 10, return false, and otherwise return true. Again, so if I'm going here, I don't care about x because x is always valid. The only thing we care about is the y, that the y position of the cell plus the length of this doesn't go beyond the grid length. Okay, and in the end, so it's correct, nothing more. So let's go here in the is valid drop. We can now log is valid drop. Okay, so let's go and test this. Here I'm getting true. Here the if will not be there, so I'm not getting anything, which is correct. So what do we want to do when this valid drop happens? We just want to highlight this cell. So if I'm dragging and putting it here, this, and this should be highlighted. So here I can say just highlight the cells that I have at that ID. And of course I need to write this function. So const this will again take an ID which is of type a number. Again here, just like here, I need to get these parts. Now I need to convert those x, y, and size to the cells that I have and then add highlight to them. So I mean, when I am here and this is a valid one, and I'm for example going 3 to the right, I have this number which is the x and the y, and I know that number 3. So from here I would find this value, and this value, and get the cells that are existing in these 3 indexes. So here I can say the valid cells are the ships that I get. So I will have another function called get ship cells. I will pass along the size, the x, the y. Actually I would need to add the flip state and the player that is playing right now. I'm using these two because the thing that I'm doing here is pretty similar to what we are doing here. So this will be merged with what we are doing here. That's why I am providing this value, because then later on I don't know about the is flipped here, and I need to know if it's a player or it's a computer that is putting the ship on the board. So bear with me, it will get clear in a minute. So let's go and write this part. This will take a bunch of items here. This one is a number. This one is a boolean, and this is just a string. Okay, so let me close these two and split this to the right, so I have the same thing in two places, so I can copy. Here first I need to know which board I am working on. So the board is the computer. In that case I need to work on the computer board, otherwise on the player board. Now I need to grab the cells that I'm working on. Again, going from here, I would get the board, all the elements that are having the class of cell. And as always, it should be casted to HTML element array, like so. Okay, so far so good. We got the cells, we got the board. Now I need to get the spots. So how did we do it here? Paste it here. So spots again is the size of the ship that we are passing along here. I don't care about the horizontal or vertical that is being passed along here. I would just use the isFlipped that is passed here, and the rest would be the same. And in the end I would just return the spots, like so. So I'm using this part here. Now they are using the same thing, so I need to change this so that this will also use this function. Okay, let's close this one. And here, so here I don't need this part because I'm grabbing the ships here in this part, while true will be remaining. Let's change this to isFlipped as well, so it's the same value that we are sending, and here this should be reversed, like so. And then the spot is not this array anymore. This is just getting the ship cells with the values that I am passing. So I am passing ship.size, I am passing the x and y value and the isFlipped thingy, and we are just saying that this is now a computer. And the rest is the same, just checking and everything. So let's go here and see. Yeah, so this shall go above here, so like this, and now this should be fine. Okay, I have some error here, which is this one. Let's go and fix it. So yeah, this shall be other way around, like so. And then let's go and see. Okay, now it's working perfect. So my ships, the enemy ships are there correctly. So now it's working perfect. If I drag, oh okay, I didn't do anything with the thing that I get here. So let's go down here. I'm just grabbing that, but I'm not doing anything with that. So let's go here and say the valid cells. Then for each of them, we just get the cell and add some class to it. Like so. Let's go to our styles here. And down here we can say that the cell that is highlighted, let's give it some background color of, let's say, CCC for now. Great. Now you can see this is not correct, so we don't get any highlight, but as we go here we get the highlight. But as we leave, you can see that the highlight doesn't go away, so we need to take care of that one as well. Let's go down here. So we have the drag over, but we need to have something like when we leave. So on drag leave is also a e of kind drop target, drag target, drag event, and this is small e, would be something like this. That will be added to here, like drag leave, like so. And the thing that we do here is that I would say just for all the cells, just remove that class that was added. So now it should work. Great. Now I leave, it's fine. Let's go here, drag, leave, and it's working fine. Great. So in the next video, we would go and try to drop the ship.